Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. Miles Edgeworth. I just want to start. Things are nuts, and I love it. I want to know what's about to happen. That's after midnight. Theatrum Neutralis lobby. So now we know who the Yatagarasu really was, and yet there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Sort of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? Like a smuggling ring? You'll need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. But before we do, I would like to go through my evidence once more. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. I do like that they do that. That's very generous. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Now you can see what's on the tape Detective Bad gave us. This piece of evidence from the KG-8 incident hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. Is it the Steel Samurai? The Steel Samurai, the true culprit. Manny Cochin? Right, yeah. This man, it's Manny Cochin. And he's holding a knife in his hands. This looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How do you figure that? Unlike you, I actually read the summary file on the KG-8 incident, and the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. So this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building? That seems very conspicuous. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yes, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it through Mr. Ernest Amano. I can see how this would have been a definitive piece and why someone would want to hide it. But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader. Alright. Where? I want to watch the whole video. No, wait. What was that? Huh? That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. This car. This is something we cannot overlook. Oh, is that a flag? A country's flag on the car? Why is that, sir? Look here, Detective Gumshoe. Is that it?
Take that.
This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. Oh, I was hoping it was one or the other. But yeah, that wouldn't have happened yet. And because it has the national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth, so you were here all this time. No! Oh! He's evil, isn't he? Ambassador Alba? Thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. I should be asleep, but I'm up for totally not suspicious reasons. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I'm truly sorry that I caused this entirely, but you don't know that yet. This wasn't your fault, sir. I mean, it was. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. You idiot, Quirkus. You couldn't chase after a simple thief. Because you didn't want to, because it was your thief. Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I wanted to confess that I am the murderer. I'd like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you've apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down, and we're in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation.
We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitors away, and also this is very inconvenient for me. So I hope that you can understand how I feel.
We must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues.
Why don't we leave the rest of the Alabastian and Babylese police, who are totally not in my pocket?
Ambassador, we are so close. Just a little more and...
Ms. Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. Without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right?
That's true, however. As you said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastian soil, in which case we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really where our investigation ends? Shifu, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Shifu, this way. Wait.
Yo!
Oh my god, you're a good guy now. I'm uncomfortable with this. Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly.
I laid back and took a break. I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Agent Lang, why have you returned and why aren't you dead from my assassin? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. But well, I'm sorry to inform you, don't take this the wrong way, I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable and definitely won't find anything suspicious.
Ooh, they're doing a lot to make me suspect this guy, which makes me almost not suspect this guy, but he's evil. He's evil. Why is he evil? Ugh, at this rate, our investigation really will come to a close.
Yeah. Ambassador Alba, I get it now, I really do. Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel. No, not that. It's just that you're guilty and I need to prove that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder.
You know? The killer?
Did you really mean that, Agent Lang? If so, that assassin can appear anytime now. Yeah, wolves don't lie. Then who is it? Assassin? Talking to myself, assassin? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Koshin's murder. That was all Sheena.
No, that's wrong.
Lang, she says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damask 2's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Franziska von Karma.
Oh, I see what he's getting at. I was a killer. I think I know what he's trying to get us inside there. Hey, wait, but that's impossible. Yeah. Although that whip is actually quite... Yow! Hold your tongue in that ludicrous remark you were about to make. Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder?
Yeah, I am.
He doesn't appear to be joking. No, he is.
Hey, sis, I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right?
Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything?
I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabast and Babel, did you not?
And where is your evidence that I am the killer?
I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show you them to you in due time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? When things are as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Also, this might get me cleared. Good, then let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that.
as if I would have any reason to flee, but just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset, not that I blame her.
I expected that you'd accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that.
Agent Lang? Oh my god, Edgeworth, shut up! Shh. As someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part, and so that I may clean up my superior's mess.
Yeah, I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery.
Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabast yet. If you like Cain, then you gotta let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Mr. Von Karma's in trouble. Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that. So yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over.
Sounds like this is gonna get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride. Very well, but I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go.
Oh my god, he's freaking brilliant. Alright, Mr. What's your name? You can shoo, we got this. Oh my god.
Now let's go over the facts one more time. Manny Cochin's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Babel. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabast's ornamental knives. And then the body of Damask too, Mr. Kashino.
Yeah, nothing.
Was found here in the Alabastian ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this Vermidok statue, and that this is actually Babel's statue. In this case, no matter how I look at it, sis, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled it off.
Agent Lang, do you understand the full implications of what you are saying?
Of course I do, sis. I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring and you wanted any evidence you could find. And so, while people were distracted by the Yatagarasu's appearance, you snuck in here. And that's when you two ran into each other. You and the other thief who took advantage of the confusion from the fire.
Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons?
Don't worry, I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that, too. You had permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country lines. Hey now. Look, sis, I thought I already told you I'm not messing around here. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring, but Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring.
He's right in saying that she is a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring, could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Francisca, you need to calm down. Because you only know the facts of the Alabastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole and therefore solve it. What? But don't worry, I'm taking this seriously as well and I will prove your innocence.
That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor.
He's good.
But can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis?
Not yet, not yet, not yet. We need to look around first.
And of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well.
Of course, and I will. Let's now delve into the truth behind the murder of Damask too. You do understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damask 2 is related to the smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation. As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do.
Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. Let's get started.
Yes, let's. Bring it! Oh, here we go. This was brilliant for getting us in here. Okay. But at some point, this has to get to us looking around the room. Otherwise, what was the point?
One alabaster knife was used in Babel to murder Mr. Koshin, and the murder weapon in the killing in Damask 2 is Babel's Primadux statue. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you.
So as long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francisca will remain a suspect.
You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. So why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? I've worked through every possibility, but there's only one that's plausible. Your boss.
Agent Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself.
What are you talking about?
By focusing too intently on that which is in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lang Ji never said anything to that effect.
You prosecutor!
I like that. Instead of you dummy.
You prosecutor! Who do you think you are, speaking about Lang Ji's proverbs like that?
Is he not doing a bit? I'm waiting for, like, the wink to know that this is a bit. Because it's got to be a bit. Right? I don't need his proverbs. Because my words are all you need to see the truth.
Hold it!
I concur that this knife crossed over country lines.
Good, but that's not the only thing that did. We mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife was the only one.
Hold it!
Which also crossed. So you're saying that the Primadux statue was also brought over by Francisca?
Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
And how exactly did she bring it over?
I haven't figured it out yet, but it makes sense. Lang Ji says, listen to Lang Ji.
It's a rather weak statement considering how sure you are.
Maybe, but there is one thing I do know for sure.
Hold it!
Impenetrable? I should hardly think so. Larry was able to get on the stupid roof, you big dummies.
You've seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that?
Yeah, not even I could climb over that thing with all the barbed wire.
The only way into either embassy is through the doors in the Theatre Neutralis. It's the only way for that knife and the Primadux statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors.
With the statue, though? Come on. Was Francisca really the only person to have traveled between the two countries?
According to the guards at both doors, she's the only one to go back and forth. The sis there was in Alabasta when the Autograssi showed. And then just before you guys found Mr. Koshin's body, she entered Babel. I think we can assume that's when she brought the knife into Babel.
It doesn't make any sense. Then how do you explain the Primadux statue?
I haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border proves that the killer must have also traveled across country lines.
The only things to cross the border are the Primadux statue and the knife. I should hardly think that those are the only two items, Agent Lang. Oh, so can we...
One alabaster knife was used in Babel to murder Mr. Koshin.
Hold it!
I concur that this knife crossed over country lines.
Good, but that's not the only thing that...
Wait, did we do this? No, we went through it all. Oh, that's not good. I got nothing out of that. Somehow these two objects were unable to penetrate. What evidence do I have left? Do we know of anything else that crossed? 'Cause I swear I felt like... Hold on. The only things to cross the border are the Primadux statue and the knife. Just trying to think that those are the only two items, Agent Lang. Alright. What do we have? We have... Embassy guide, statue, note, alabaster knife, Yatagratsu key, Paper statement, counterfeit bills, Damask 2's note, samurai spear, passion flowers, alabaster primitive statue, samurai dogs, pick, photo of the Yatagratsu, fires and babble, wire, revolving fireplace wall, hair sticks, trump card, videotape. Okay, so the one Edgeworth had problems with. Somehow those two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. That was the one that Edgeworth seemed to have the most problem with. Oh, wait, we know that's not true. From this. Right? That's literally a person going across. Or wait. They were able to do it.
Objection!
Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do that. This was the... Oh, and after. All right, never mind. This was the statement I wanted. I'm distracted because the battery on my Wii U gamepad is running low, and I'm like, I don't want to stop in the middle of a question. I'm also like, I don't want the gamepad to die in the middle. I have to like rearrange some things to get the charger over here. Uh-oh. Before and after the crime. All right, so we have no evidence that the Yatagratsu moved after the crimes. Okay, so that shoots my theory completely to crap. So I want to come back and be like, oh, look, guys, I figured it out. BRB, but I'm staring at this red light, and it's driving me nuts. Babel's primitive statue. Yeah, because we would have seen the Yatagratsu go back the other way. I get it now. I get why my answer was wrong. I wasn't even on the right question when I did that. The only things are the primitive statue and the knife. Oh, wait! Oh! Oh, my God. Oh. Those weren't the only two objects, because it had the other one had to come back. Oh, my God. That's what it was getting at. Agent Lang, those two items are not the only two to cross the border tonight. Right, because the other one would have to come back. Oh! Damask 2 was killed with Babel's primitive statue, yes. But if that's the case, then tell me, where did Alabaster's primitive statue go?
To Babel.
Precisely, and if the two statues really were switched, then this means that both the statues were smuggled across the border at some point, which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies.
I guess so. But you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items, only that the sis is the only one who could have done it.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Because the only person who went back and forth between Alabaster and Babel is her.
Is that really true? Was there no one else who traveled between the two countries? Actually, there was definitely another person, one who paid a visit to both sides of the wall. And we'll just have to figure out who that person is in the next episode. Sorry, this one's a little bit short and got a little scrambly towards the end, but I need to charge the gamepad so we can continue playing, so we'll pause it there. I hope you guys are still enjoying this. As always, thank you all so much for watching. and I'll see you next time.